It's 5 p.m.
All right, quiet on the set.
Shh, listen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start the party.
Casting around the world. Polkas After Dark. This is your number one internet station. The music you love right here, right now. It's another live broadcast, special edition. Now your host, voted your number one IJs of the year by the members of the United States Polka Association for 2023 and 2024. Here's your host of Polkas After Dark, Rob and Jerry.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. It's all good because you guys are here with us.
And we're here with you.
On Polkas After Dark Facebook Live.
And YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know if you lost the YouTube thing or not there.
No, I'm just down in the chat room.
It's
there.
I hope it's still there. There we are.
It is.
All right, good.
I just down saying hello
we have
to Janet
these issues.
Dilley.
Oh, she's here already?
She's here, front and center.
And so is Linda P. on Facebook. Holy smokes. Hey, we're excited because today we get a chance to talk with none other than Indiana resident Mr. Paul Futa. And he's going to be joining us in less than a half an hour because we got about a 2-minute late start. But let's go ahead and bring up some polka music here by the Futa family. And here's one called Someone Loves You polka.
It's been a long time since you went away. I start to think of you most every day. With all my
the Paul Futa family entertaining you right now, getting things off and running on a Sunday afternoon broadcast right here on Polkas After Dark. We're going to say hi to our Buffalo Polka Booster President, Chris Tansky. She's here. You saw a picture of her real quick. And also in the bus brigade, along with Mr. Greg Schwoidak. He's here. And from the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars, congratulations, not only a successful bus ride to and fro Frankenmuth, Michigan, but also you guys sounded class act up there on the stage. Most definitely. And Tom Kowalski is here. Hello to you, Tom. Mr. Mark Jansen is joining us right now. Hello to you, Mark. And again, Jerry and I are excited because we're going to get to talk live with Mr. Paul Futa in just a little bit. But before we do that, we want to entertain you guys with something that, this brings back a lot of memories too here at Jerry, whenever we were just getting started with the pandemic. This is a little room visit with Nick Korlick, Joe Rindak, and also Paul Futa. So check this out.
Paulie Futa, how you doing? Happy USPA weekend to you. So what do you think? My room for a drink?
But hey, let's go to my room instead. I just spoke with Nick Korlick a few minutes ago. He went to grab his box and he's headed over there now. We're going to grab a drink and play a few tunes on double boxes.
Sure, let's go. I'll let you buy the first round.
I figure you wouldn't have a problem with that. Hey, what you drinking, Rendak?
How about scotch? Scotch sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay, I have scotch. How about you, Nick?
I think I'll do an IPA.
Yeah, that'll work. I got those too. Hey, Joe, how long it take you to get here?
About 3.5 hours.
Oh,
That's not
A
bad.
quick stop. How
Not
about,
bad.
how about you, Paulie? 4.5 with a half a dozen stops?
No, there was no stops. Kathy drove. I played box in the back seat. We made it in just over 4 hours. She wasn't going to put up with more than that. Yeah, just 4 hours. How long did it take you to get here, Nick?
It was about 9. I made 2 trips, 5.5 each, from Pittsburgh. It wasn't bad.
Not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
Not bad.
So, Nazarovia, hey, you get those bottles, get those
Hey,
glasses. guys.
wait. No,
Grab-
we're not ready to drink yet. There's Robin and Jerry walking by. Hey, come on in. Have a drink with us.
Yeah, Peg, come on. Come on, Jerry. What you guys drinking?
I'll just have a beer.
I'll just have a bottle of water.
Sounds good. I have that as well. Well, here's to you guys and a successful, happy USPA. Nazarovia, everyone. Have a great
Nazdravya.
weekend.
All right, you want to get this song on the road? I got 4 bands I got to play with later.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, here we go.
What a shocker.
You ready? How about a little dance with me?
I would have never guessed.
Huh.
Ready? 1, 1, 2.
Nice job, guys.
Thanks. You sound just like Schweidock.
Yeah, just like Rindek and Schleidak.
Absolutely. I could tell who was playing harmony.
Jeez.
All right, see you guys. I got to go.
Those guys are brutal.
That was funny. That was so cool.
And that was so nice because during COVID, nobody was together. But what they did is they simulated something really, really nice. And we thank all of them for doing that. Yeah, they were on the phone when they were doing that, oddly enough. And again, we can't thank them enough for putting some crazy stuff together. Hey, did you see Dolores Sendra is back from Mexico?
I'm sure she's saying, "Why am I back from Mexico?"
Well, it's got to be somewhat nice weather-wise anyhow, temperature-wise. So, Dolores, welcome back, sweetie. We're glad to have you on board here at Polkas After Dark. Also going to say hi to Casey, John. Alice Fischler is joining us. She is here. Mr. Greg Schweidak, he says, where's Polly? Well, Polly will be here very soon. Yes. Also, Dave Lasowski, hello to you, David. And Jerry, who do you have over there that we're entertaining in YouTube?
We just have a few. We have a lot of people on, but just a few in the chat room. We've got Janet Dilly with us. She's like geared up and ready to go for Friday. So can't wait to see her then. We've got Jane Pfeiffer hanging out with us too, and she said hello to everybody. And like I said, a bunch more. So we're going to say good evening to them as well.
Yeah, we're going to say hi to Steve Gramala. He's usually on here. And let's see, also, who else do we want to say? Oh, we want to say hi to Donna out there in Cleveland, Ohio area. She had a big birthday just recently. And we're hoping that we're going to see them and the, who's the band with all the concertina? Oh, Buffalo Concertina All-Stars over there at, I think it's St. Sava's Grove, if I'm not mistaken, in Cleveland. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Janet Dilly, we are going to love to see you on Friday. I think Chris Tansky and the gang, some of them are going to be heading down to Erie, Pennsylvania.
Greg's doing double duty. He's over here in YouTube as well.
Aha, okay. So well, let's go ahead and get another song featuring Paul Futa. Here's one called The Pulaski Post. Here's the Soundsations. Soundsations, a tune called Pulaski Post. And we are excited because we're going to be talking live in just a few more minutes here with Mr. Paul Futa. And it looks like, let's see, James Robert is here. So hello to you, James. And welcome to Polkas After Dark. Marlene Futa, Marlene, and Keith are tuned in. So thank you guys so much. Sue Matashevich is joining us right here. It looks like Jen Tucker Pianowski, Jen, and also Ricky are here. And we're going to put another tune together here for you. Love these instrumentals, by the way, by the Paul Futa family. Here's one we played yesterday. Deserves being played once again. And here is one called the Two Keys Polka. Good afternoon, Barb and Al Bukowski. Told you it was going to be a good one. That's Two Keys Polka, Paul Futa family, and what a great family they are. Have known them for many years. Knew Dad. We just lost Dad back in 2010. Mom Janet is still, she's awesome as always, and we've got to get a chance, Jerry, to give her a call at some point in the not too distant future. Jean Marie is here. We're going to say hello to Jean Marie, also to Hank Mars. They are both in attendance here on Polkas After Dark, and I do want to make mention of something that's going to be coming up real soon, and that, of course, is this. Mr. Ken Olwin, would you take it away?
Zababa! Oh, who likes Zababa? We like Zababa. Our favorite Polish band.
Yes, it's our Holy Trinity Zabava, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Erie, featuring the award-winning Dynabrass on Friday night, the Marvels and Cosmics on Saturday afternoon, Dennis Poliski and the Maestros Band on Saturday night, and the Polka Country Musicians on Sunday. Don't miss all the wonderful homemade Polish food you love so much. Free parking with shuttle service, and of course, free admission. Come and enjoy beautiful Erie, PA, and our Holy Trinity Zabava at 23rd and Reed in Erie, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
We'll have a party, so come out to Erie. You'll make some new friends too. I get up on knitting who loves the Baba. It's our favorite Polish fest.
Yeah, we can't wait for Erie Zabava. That's coming up this coming weekend already. Friday. Can't believe that. Friday, we're going to see the Dynabrass, Joe Zaleski and company. And I do think that Ms. Ms. Jen Pianowski and Mr. Rick will also be down there on
Friday night.
On Friday, as it looks here. You know, I'm just trying to find some pretty cool songs, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring this one up right now, and we're going to send it out to Jen, and also for Janet Dilly. She's going to be there Friday.
I've been walking these shores all my day, but with you by my side, I am walking on the way. As they walk down to the sand, their silhouettes are on the water as they're walking hand in hand. And it's a game of sweet surrender when there's nothing left to say, and there are moments to remember once these days have gone away. I've been walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. Look out on the ocean, see the headlands and the strands, and you wonder what horizons will shape tomorrow's plans. And through the turning of the seasons and the cycle of the days, every drink's another reason to let tomorrow sail away. I've been walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. Surfing up the ocean, breakers on the shore, the echoes of our bodies, the lovers' dreams we soar. I've been walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. But with you by my side, I am walking on the waves.
And that, of course, is the Dyna Brass. We're going to be seeing them. Hey, we've got one more song that we want to play by the Sound Stations before we get Mr. Paul Futa on the phone. Here's one called I Remember.
polskiej zabawy. Tam piękne młode panie sobie hulały. Poznałem przyjaźń jedna, jak mi tańczyli. Koledzy wszystkie moje dla mnie śpiewali. Księże, bracie, że bo już czas, nigdy że dziewczynę masz. I on płachać na cię, będzie życie wesołe. Malina. Ta dziewczyna do nieba dla mnie wysłała. Nigdy ja nie zapomnę, jak mi tańczyli. Koledzy wszystkie moje dla mnie śpiewali. Dzień bracie z boju z czas, nigdy se dziewczynę masz. I ją kochać po lacie, będzie życie wesołe.
Yes, sirree, as we always say. That's my favorite saying. Yes, sirree. Hey, I remember that's the Soundsations. And you know what else I remembered? I remembered to call Paul Futa and get him on the phone. So we are going to go live to Indiana, New Liberty, I think it is. North Liberty, I'm sorry. And Mr. Paul Futa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Robin.
Oh, that's perfect. We got some new phones here and some new gadgetry. And boy, I'll tell you, I love the way this thing sounds now. It not only brings in the music that we play from our board into surround sound, but it also gives a good high definition quality. And you know what? I am going to start this interview just like we do all the others, Paul. And I'm going to ask you, and I kind of know this question, but how old were you when you heard your first polka?
Probably about less than 1 year old.
And
but probably from what I can remember, probably from about 3 years on up. Dad used to, we used to listen to the polka shows, and Dad had an old VM reel-to-reel recorder, and we listened to music that they recorded of their band at that time, and oh my goodness, I remember listening to, Casinos back then, and Eddie B, and oh my goodness, so many, too many to even mention, but ever since I can remember, polkas have been a big part of my life.
Yeah, now you dropped the ball here, and you said Dad's band, and how long did Dad have his band? Do you recollect?
Oh, gosh. Dad started the band when he was a teenager, probably 16 years old.
Okay.
And it started off, believe it or not, as sort of a seven-piece German-style polka band with a whole works. And then he went away to the service and had some fill-in musicians cover his concertina parts. And when he got back, they kind of evolved more into a little bit more of a Polish-style band after that.
Oh, great. And so that is kind of awesome. And again, I want to publicly say thank your dad for his service. He was in the United States Army, if memory serves me correctly.
Yes, he was. He served in, quite a while in France. It was right after World War II, and he was there on a mission there, helping to rebuild the country. And he was, I believe, a chief mechanic in a motor pool over there, trying to keep the heavy equipment running.
Oh, geez, that's interesting. And also, how's about Mom? How's Mom doing these days?
Mom is doing great. Mom is 90. She'll be 91 come the end of January.
God bless her.
Oh, pretty much every day I go over. If I'm in town, we start the day off every day where Mom and I have breakfast together. I cook something up and we go and have breakfast. And of course, my sisters stay real active, Gail and Marlene, with her quite a bit, too. Mom's always on the run. In fact, she's over at Stephen's house right now, probably listening to this interview.
Oh, beautiful. Well, hi to Mom, Janet. We love you. We miss you. And we hope everything is going well, but it sounds like it is. And Janet, I owe you a telephone call because we haven't spoken in probably, several months. I hate to say this, Paul, but when we interviewed Stephen, your son, I said, hey, how's Grandma doing? And he says, oh, fine. He says, let me give you her number. So he did. And shortly after that, I gave your mom a call, Grandma, and just had a very, very pleasant conversation. Always liked your mom and dad hanging out like at Seven Springs. They'd always make it a point to say hello to me. And I'd always make it a point to sit down and chat with them for as long as I could between sets and stuff like that. But just Two fantastic people. I can see why they had a fantastic son, and now the fantastic son also has fantastic kids too. You've got a daughter, Stephanie. You also have a son, Stephen, who you are now playing with in a band as well. Well, first of all, let's go back because you had some recordings, or at least one recording anyhow, that we've been playing with you and Stephen and Stephanie. Tell us a little bit about that recording. Where was it done?
Well, you know what, that was done with a Fostec digital recorder, a hard drive recorder, you know, prior to moving on to like PC type programs. Stephen come across this Digitech, this Fostec recorder, and he said, "Dad, we should try to put some tracks down with it," and we did. And you know, it was a lot easier than the 4-track reel-to-reel equipment that I had used way back before then. But Stephen was really the catalyst that really wanted to do that, and I said, "Okay, Steve, let's put some things down." And Steve and I did all the instruments on it by overlaying tracks, and then we had featured Stephanie on quite a few of the songs singing. She has a really pleasant voice, so
she sure does.
As you're aware.
She sure does.
You know, speaking of Stephanie, you know, she was even on one of Matt Lewandowski's album, The Spirit Carries On, and she did the lead vocal on I Told You So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
On that recording, so that was interesting. So I think it was probably through that recording that, well, and I think there was a big influence by Kevin Adams, telling Matt, you should get Stephanie to sing one. So yeah, so probably as far as recordings go, she did, that family stuff we did, and then she sang a couple, 2 or 3 songs, I believe 3 songs. We featured it on the Sound Stations recording that we did country songs. So yeah, okay. We did 3 country and 12 Polish.
Beautiful. Now, I also I'm getting off track here because I like to stay with the program here. So let me go ahead and ask, what was the first instrument that you picked up? Because you play a plethora of instruments. What was the first instrument that you picked up?
Accordion was my first instrument.
Really? Now,
yes, sir.
I would have thought you would have said concertina, but okay.
No.
So then what did you migrate? Go ahead.
I started with accordion, and shortly after that, I went to trumpet, and mainly because we couldn't play an accordion in the school band. So that was the only instrument I really took formal lessons on, was trumpet. And then, after that came concertina, drums, bass guitar, fiddle, pretty much like that. But it was really my mom that kind of motivated me or challenged me to pick up concertina. And it's kind of ironic that probably out of all the instruments I play, that's the one I certainly love the most.
Yeah, and you play it very well. You play them all very well. So let's see, you play trumpet. What else? What else do you play?
Well, like I say, it was... As far as what I play mostly anymore is pretty much trumpet, concertina, and some fiddle. Occasionally, I may be asked to fill in with a band on bass guitar, or I really don't play much accordion anymore, but primarily trumpet and concertina, a little fiddle here and there. That's about it now.
Gotcha. And also, Paul, I'm just looking through some side notes here. Tell us about the band or bands that you have performed with after Dad's band and the Futa family and the Sound Stations. Who else have you performed with?
Well, like I say, you touched on it. The biggest chunk of my career was with Dad's band. I started with him in 1970, and we retired the band in 2000 when health concerns started getting to be a problem for my dad. And after that, I went with Sound Stations. Boy, that was about an 18-year run.
Wow.
And in between all that, I used to fill in quite a bit with Melody Masters. That you mentioned, my brother-in-law Keith Warwas. That was the band he performed with. In fact, I helped them with a recording that they did on my recording equipment that I engineered, and they were gracious enough to include me on the recording on concertina. So that was really nice, and had a lot of fun playing with those guys. They were closer to my age, and it's kind of interesting, and it was a lot of fun. I've also filled in, I would say then after Sound Stations, probably around 2015, I was dual dipping a little bit until present is the band I play with now primarily, which is Jerry Kaminsky's Polka Network.
Yeah.
And they're based out of, for the most part, out of Grand Rapids. I drive in from South Bend, and Andy Pavlak drives in from Toledo. Then the last couple years, I've been filling in fact, almost become more of a full-time replacement with Easy Tones, trying to fill the major void that Eddie Shinkuski left with that band. And those guys have been dear friends of mine ever since I can remember. And when they said, would you cover for Eddie, I was more than happy to do that. As a matter of fact, the white concertina that I still play today, Eddie got me that concertina.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. That was back in about 73, 74.
Oh. Holy smokes. Hey, Barb Bukowski and Albert say hello. They're listening. Say hello to Paul, my bro. And so want to make sure that we do that. Also, Mom is listening. I see that Kathy Futa, so it's got to be Kath. She is typed in and says, yep, Mom is listening, and says hi to everybody. And let's go ahead and hit some more of these questions. And that is, how did the band, the Soundsations, get their name? I always like to ask that.
That's a really good question. I think that's a name that Kenny Barkowiak, the leader of that band, came up with. He was with Easy Tones for many, many years. And Easy Tones at that time were doing quite a lot of traveling, and Kenny he just wasn't a real big fan of traveling, and he said, guys, I think I'm going to start my own band here in South Bend. And he started, it was well before 2000 when I was in it, and the concertina player that played in at that time was Scott Emmerich, very, very accomplished concertina player, but he ended up moving to Texas, and about that time is when we were folding up the family band, and Kenny asked if I would do trumpet and concertina with them, which I did, but the actual Soundsation name, I think that was a brainchild of Kenny.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. And Kenny has a very unique he sings a lot too, does he not?
Oh, yeah. He probably is one of the best voices in the industry, in my opinion. And,
yes.
And when I played with Soundsations, we did a lot of Polish stuff, but we played, because Kenny wanted to work all locally, we had to play a variety of music. And we would do, traditional American. We did a lot of country, and on those songs I would switch to bass guitar, and Kenny go on guitar, and Tommy Williams, the sax man, would go on keyboard. And we try to make it sound a little bit more authentic that way, but it was a real pleasure, playing with that band as well. I've always been so fortunate to be surrounded with very kind and talented musicians.
Yeah, hear. What is your favorite genre of music that you like to listen to, Paul, when you're not listening to polkas? What floats your boat? You get into the car and you're driving someplace, maybe not a polka gig, maybe you're just put something on, or even at home. What do you listen to?
Primarily country, and if I have the opportunity to find a nice classic country, or if I pull it up on the net, probably country from, the 80s through 2000 was probably my favorite country music.
Gotcha. Do you sing Polish yourself?
I do, but I don't fluently speak it by any means. I know what a lot of the words say. I can say simple phrases, but yeah, I do sing a little bit of the Polish vocals. And
who kind of taught you that? Was it Mom, Dad?
Pretty much my mom.
Oh, gotcha.
In fact, my mom, when she went to school as a child, half the day was in Polish and half the day was in English. So her first language was Polish. So.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Let's see, what else do we have here? With the recordings that you've done, you said that you did a lot of this stuff on your own. What other studios have you been in? Or have they primarily been home studios?
Well, the first two albums that the Family Affair cut was actually done in a professional studio near South Bend, a town called Mishawaka. And it was a certified studio that did all kind of genres of music. The first album we did, I thought it was a big deal because it was an 8-track reel-to-reel. And then when we went and did our second album, they had a 16-track reel-to-reel. And, that was really amazing. But when I did the stuff myself, all my budget could afford was a 4-track TX, reel-to-reel.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I am looking at some different comments that are coming up here on Facebook. Also, Janet Dilly was excited from Erie, PA, to see that you were coming on today. She couldn't wait. Janet's a good friend of ours down in Erie, Pennsylvania. We're going to see her on Friday for the big Zabava. Have you ever been to Erie, Pennsylvania, to Zabava?
Not to Zabava, but when they used to have Erie Polka Days, that was hosted by the String Hills. We played, the family band played there, I don't know, 2 or 3 times in Erie. And that's where we met Janet and her parents and been friends ever since then.
Oh, great. Yeah, she's an awesome young lady. And let me see here. Do you have a most memorable gig that you have played? Now, this may have been a large crowd, could have been a small crowd, but the band was firing on all cylinders and you guys just really rocked the house. Do you have a most memorable gig that you've played? Maybe there's even a few.
Oh, there'd have to be a few. I'd probably have to say a few, at least pick a few from each band, but playing Erie Polka Days with the family band was something very, very special, and we met so many good friends that are such great friends still till to this day. I mean, that was extremely memorable. Playing with all the bands, they all had their moments. And right now, the band I currently play with, while I'm working with Easy Tones as well, but with Polka Network, all those they're fun jobs. Playing with Polka Network, like we did Toledo Polka Days, that was a lot of fun just this past year. And it was just a pleasure, to pick out one or another. And then I had so many opportunities to go up where bands would ask me to come up and play a weekend with them, and many of those were like at Seven Springs. I had the opportunity to play a couple of years with Holy Toledo. Played a number of years with Dynasonics, and oh my goodness, all those were fun. I had the opportunity to play with the Bill Cerniak Concertina band.
Oh wow!
And that was such a treat. And so many, and I even had the opportunity to play with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars when Joe Rindak had his open heart surgery. I played Seven Springs with them to try and fill the void that Joe left.
I remembered that, yes.
And I'll tell you one other thing, Robin. I think one of the few jobs that you and I played together was an anniversary party in Buffalo. Do you remember that I played with the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars?
I am trying to think of that. I'm trying to think of who it was. Do you remember who it was, Fur?
Well, Sonny was on bass. You were on drums, and it was some of the other regulars, and it was at a outdoor grove in Buffalo, New York, and I think it was the weekend of Pete Dardzinski's wedding.
Oh, okay.
If my memory serves me right, but hey, I'm getting old, so don't quote me on that.
You know what? And so am I, buddy. Hey, also, do you have a favorite band, Paul, that you never performed with or played with, but you always wanted to, past or present, and it could have been on any instrument?
Well, probably one of my favorite bands through the years growing up was always the Dynatones, and I just loved the way they, their style of music, probably, but, there's so many great bands, but probably if I just had to pick one, I'd have to go with Dynatones.
Gotcha. And what instrument would you have wanted to play? Would you want to play next to Scrubby on Concertina, or would you...
Probably that, trumpet, whatever. It's just a band I really enjoyed listening to a lot. I like the way the style they played, the way they did the little pauses. The typical Dynatones. When you were with them, it was just wonderful. They've always had a good band, And,
yeah, that I will say. I agree. And
but that's not to slight any of the other bands, because there's been so many bands that had such a huge influence on me. It's I almost feel funny even singling out one band, because so many I've enjoyed through the years, and every one of them had a little part in shaping the way I play today, right?
Yeah, gotcha. Exactly. There's so many musicians that have put us where we are today. Roger Malinowski, playing drums, of course. He's been every drummer's idol for many, many years. And it was nice to see Raj actually playing with the Concertina All-Stars over at Frankenmuth's Summer Music Fest.
It absolutely was. I was there they played 6 sets, 3 one day and 3 the next. I was there for every one of those sets, and boy, I sure did enjoy Roger. The way he does his little breaks and emphasizes his bass drum kicks, and, it's just something special. You're right.
He is very, very unique. We have tried to get him on, but Roger is such a modest guy. He says, just interview some other folks because I'm sure they don't want to hear my story. And I opened up a can of worms and I said, you know what, Roger, the stories that you would tell would probably fill up 3.5, 4 hours just in one show itself. I mean, he is just amazing. So many other polka musicians, and that we've had the chance to get a chance to interview. Hey, how about who did you idolize growing up? And you can't say Dad, because Dad would be the number one, but who did you idolize growing up? And it could have been in the polka music genre or another genre altogether.
Well, probably there were a lot of influence. When I was learning concertina, Scrubby had a huge influence on me. Jerry Darla, Ronnie Pastecki, oh my gosh, Greg Novak. Bill Cerniak, and there's so many different ways they all played, but between all that, you pick out things that, Richie Benkovsky,
another animal.
They all had different things they'd bring to the table. And Pete Dardzinski, oh my gosh, I feel embarrassed not even continuing to mention, it goes on and on, but you listen to everyone and pick out little things they've done, and, you might add that little lick here and there, and not to, copy anyone. Even currently, John Zalasko never ceases to amaze me. We'll be on the bandstand, and he'll go, let's do an A augmented there, at that point. Okay, he's just very, very good concertina mind, just music mind altogether. But yeah, I mean, so probably early on, I think Scrubby had the biggest influence on me, probably.
Johnny is scary, and he has a hugely creative mind. And you have to just stand back and wonder, where did you think of this stuff? I know he's an accomplished pianist, concert pianist with, knowing all of his different chords and everything. But he was just somebody that I enjoyed working with the Dynatones over the years. And
I'll tell you, it's an absolute pleasure sitting next to that gentleman, and I do mean gentleman, one of the finest, nicest people you could meet.
Hear, hear.
And I have the privilege right now to sit next to him with the Polka Network, Jerry Kaminsky's Polka Network, and it's fun because primarily he's on accordion, I'm on concertina, but we do double concertina stuff. That's a real treat. And then I'll pull out the fiddle and he goes on concertina. It kind of, changes up the style a little bit. And it's
does.
Just a blast.
Paul, would you have ever imagined in your wildest dreams that your musicianship and your knowledge, thanks to Dad and some other folks, would you have ever imagined that polka music would have brought you to where you are today?
Oh, I had dreams, but never did I ever believe it would come to be such just a major part of my life, and then I had the privilege, and not everyone does, to pass the love on to my son Steven, who's a quite accomplished musician himself.
He is.
Probably one of the biggest compliments I ever got, with regards to, Steven carrying on the torches. I was at I don't even remember where the event was, but some fella that I never met before come up to me and goes, "Excuse me, but are you Stephen Feuda's dad?" And then I knew. Okay. Yeah. that was probably, he had no way of knowing this, that gentleman, but that was probably one of the biggest compliments I could have ever received, knowing that the legacy has passed on.
That's great. Have you always lived in North Liberty, or did you ever live any place else?
I've always lived in North Liberty. In fact, when I married Kathy, we actually built right here on the family farm. We've been married for over 43 years now.
Wow.
So, we dated 5 years before that. So, and
Holy
again,
smokes.
I can't say enough good about Kathy because she has been very supportive of this music I love, and you know, as a musician, there's a lot of sacrifices you make with family events, and Kathy's been such a good sport about it throughout all these years, and in fact, you know, she's been many times the Uber driver, you know, because she's more of a teetotaler. So
sure,
but she has a real love of the music too. In fact, I met her family, and herself, her cousins, her moms and aunts. They were part of this group called the Futa Family Affair Fan Club, and they all had matching shirts, and that's really where I met Kathy.
Oh, holy smokes. That's great. And how long have you guys been married now?
Like I say, 43 years, but we dated 5 years too. So we've been, you know, pretty much with each other for 48 years.
Now, this had to have been, did you guys like meet in school?
No, it was really her being a part of the Family Affair fan club. They would follow the Futa Family Affair to all the open jobs, and they would come out and support the band. And really, that's where I met Kathy, was really through the polka band.
Holy smokes. Hey, without divulging who you work for, do you have a regular daytime job that you go to?
I do not any longer. I retired in 2020, and I don't have. I worked as a aerospace design engineer for 43 years actually.
Oh, wow.
And I retired in 2020, and it's a very, very excellent career. I was surrounded by very intelligent and kind, caring people, and you know, I couldn't ask for anything more out of life than that. I'm just very fortunate. I've always been surrounded by people that I really quite care for. So it's been a wonderful ride.
I remember reading something that your dad worked for Honeywell, and he retired from Honeywell after, I believe it was like 20-some, 30-some years, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true, and that was the company I retired from. It was originally called Bendix way back when, and then it became Allied Signal, then Honeywell, and I never stopped going to the same complex and pretty much designed components for jet engines and rockets and things like that my whole career. So,
holy smokes. Hey, now I like to ask this question too, and this was brought up by Mr. Bernie Kozlowski. Everybody knows Bernie. And Bernie said, hey, you know, one question you got to start asking people is, tell us about your most embarrassing moment on stage. Do you have one of those?
Boy, that's a tough one. I don't know if there's anything terribly embarrassing, but I think if you miss a part or something, you probably always feel a little bit embarrassed if you screw up here or there. But
sure,
to be something like where I totally made a fool out of myself, no, I don't really have anything too much like that.
Good.
But
decent. The latest recording that you were on, did you record with Jerry Kaminsky's, not Merrymakers, but the Polka Network?
No, the only thing we have with the network at this point in time are stuff that's out on YouTube. Some of them are like hour-long YouTube sessions and things like that. But the last recording that I officially did, you know, where it would be like a more studio, even though it was with equipment in my basement, would have been the Sound Stations project.
Gotcha. Okay. And have you played on, I know you've played major festivals, have you done any cruises or any tours or anything like that?
I did. I had the opportunity to play with what they called themselves, I don't know why they included me in this title, but an all-star band. But it was something that Mark Chepoff put together, where he was on trumpet with Steve Binkiewicz and Teddy Butchamusky, Chris Yanetsky, and Ray J and myself. And it was a cruise that went out of Miami, and it went to the 7-day cruise to the Eastern Caribbean. Jimmy Sturr was on that cruise as well, but it was we were the more the Polish style band on that cruise, and boy, that was a really nice experience too.
Now, people don't understand those types of bands that are put together. They're put together on the fly, so to speak, and you don't really get a chance to practice anything. It's just like, hey, we're going to play this song, the riff is in A, vocal goes to D, play the play part in G, and then back to the top.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people really don't understand that.
Mark was really good about that he sent out in advance. You know, these are the songs we're going to do. These are the keys we're doing them in. So at least you had a little bit of a roadmap there.
A cheat sheet,
so,
sure.
Yep.
Sure. Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
Now, you've done a lot of traveling yourself, Paul. And do you have, there's two more questions that I love to ask. And by the way, Marty Zick is actually tuned in too. Everybody knows Marty. He's been watching and listening to the interview throughout this afternoon. And let's see here. I want to ask you, do you have a favorite breakdown story? Now, and I'm sure you may have more than one with the amount of time that you've been traveling over your lifetime.
Well, there's been breakdowns, but I'll tell you my two most recent ones were this summer, and I blew a wheel bearing on the fifth wheel on our way up to Pulaski, Wisconsin a few weeks ago, and I blew and shredded the rear right wheel on my truck pulling the fifth wheel up to Frankenmuth, and it did a considerable amount of damage to the truck. So there's been breakdown stories, but those are the two most recent.
Holy
but,
smokes.
you know, you figure it out and move on.
Yeah, I gotcha. And lastly, last but not least, what would Paul Futa say to someone who wants to get started in music? What advice would you give that person or persons? And again, they maybe want to be a musician, they maybe want to be a vocalist, maybe a front man, maybe a side man. What would you give them as far as some insight as to what they should do and some things that they shouldn't?
Well, you know, there's the old saying that practice makes perfect, you know, and if you're really serious about it, you know, you're born with a God-given set of talent, but you really have to be willing to put the time in to hone that talent. And it doesn't come for free by a long shot.
Yeah.
But if it's something you truly love, it's not a burden. Putting in the hours to perfect your skill set. Yeah. So I would say to anyone doing it, you know, just know that's going to be a lot of work, and make sure you know it's going to be something you really want to do. For me, I still enjoy practicing, and to be perfectly honest, Robin, I still got to put a lot of effort into preparing for jobs, you know, because there's a huge set list that the network does, a big set list that Easy Tones do, and I don't like showing up to any job unprepared.
Sure. And you filled in a good deal with Dynaversa stick tone airs too.
Oh, quite a bit, yeah. And I'll tell you that a lot of times when it's on trumpet, you know, I also had that opportunity to play some trumpet with Windy City Brass, and boy, I'll tell you really got to put some effort in on that then, Robin, because you got to get your chops back in shape. So, and that's always been a real privilege to fill in with DVSTA. I even had the opportunity when Stephen played a little bit with Tri-City Drive. I did a gig with them on concertina, that was, but with DVSTA, I've done concertina and trumpet both with them, and I consider all the guys in that band like my own kids, and when they invite the old man up to, you know, cover if one of the guys can't make it, or some songs they want to go 7-piece, you know, they'll call me up to help out, and that's always an honor to do that, you know, to be up amongst not just my own son, but what I'll call my adopted sons. It's quite an honor.
Awesome. Hey, Paul, Jerry and I can't thank you enough for spending this half hour with us, actually a little more. And again, we love getting the opportunity to see you. I'm sure we're going to do that at some point. Where are you guys traveling to next?
Well, our next gigs will be the Polka Network is going to be playing next weekend, Friday and Saturday, in downtown Grand Rapids for what they call the Dzinki Fest. I think they just call it a Polish Fest now. All right. And then the last Saturday in September. We'll be playing at Denneback Farms in Grand Rapids, and then starts the marathon weekend in Grand Rapids for the Pulaski Polka Days. That runs Thursday through Sunday. Ooh. And oh my gosh, Jerry works us hard that weekend. We do usually about 10, 11 gigs over those 4 days, so it tires you out. But this year, then the weekend after that, which would be the second weekend of October on a Sunday afternoon, Jay-Z, Johnny Zelasco, is going to be inducted into the Michigan Polka Hall of Fame in Owasso, Michigan, and the Polka Network will be performing for that event.
Beautiful, beautiful. I did not know that. Well, congratulations to Jay-Z as well. That's truly an honor.
Right. We also have Labor Day weekend coming up. I'll be playing with Easy Tones on Friday night in Michigan City, and the Muskegon Polish Fest on Saturday. So it's a lot going on right now.
Yeah. No, good for you. Hey, again, Jerry and I can't thank you enough. We love you, buddy. Give a big squeeze to Kathy when you see her a little bit later. Also, give a big squeeze to Mom, too. And let her know that we're thinking of her. And like I said, I have her number. I promise, I will get a hold of her at some time, maybe in an early evening this week, just to chat with her.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I know she thinks the world of you, as did my dad, as does our whole family. Yeah. I probably don't have to mention to you what a huge influence you were on Stephen.
Well, again, your mom and dad were so easy to talk to. I mean, it was like they took me under their wing when I was young, and, that stuff really resonates, not only in your mind, but in your heart.
Robin, I remember over at Seven Springs watching you drive this Ford Pinto wagon with fat tires on the back up the hill.
No, that was a Chevy Vega station wagon, and yes.
That's what it was, a Chevy Vega. Kathy had the Pinto, and that looked a lot like it.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I have heard rumors about that car.
Yeah. Jerry said she has heard rumors about that car. Talking to Andy and Steve Fennis every chance I get. And Steve's going to be on in the not too distant future with some releases that he has done on his own.
Oh, nice.
He's a remarkable guy, too. But Steve and Andy will always mention that. It's kind of funny. Emil Pohodich, that used to play accordion and bass guitar with the Troll Tones, and also Al Mervis. We just have a lot of fun sitting and joking around about that car, but I can't believe how big of an influence that car was to people. I had a blast putting that together with a neighbor friend of mine who since has passed. He passed early on, but he was the one who kind of said, yeah, let's get this done. I've read magazines and stuff. I know that people have done this before, and we did. We put a 350 engine, small block engine in it with a 400 stall speed converter automatic, and man, that thing used to scream.
I remember that car, Robin.
Hey, well, listen, I'm going to let you go. We love you guys. Please take care. And Paul, just do us a favor. Keep doing what you're doing. Because you're doing it right.
As long as God continues to bless me with health and a mind that doesn't fail, I don't plan on quitting any time soon. So
yeah, beautiful. Hey, I've got some more tunes that are coming up off the Soundsation recordings, and we also have a waltz coming up. Zosha, Don't Be Afraid Waltz.
Okay.
And so we're going to be hitting that as well. But first, we've got a polka in the Tall Castle. Paul, thank you so much. God bless you. And we will see you soon. Safe travels.
Okay. Thank you and Jerry for taking and considering to do this interview with me. It's been quite an honor. And not even, the bigger honor is just having you folks as my friends.
Hey, well, same here, buddy. And you've added a lot. And we also want to make mention that Facebook, does remove a lot of videos now after about 30 days because they've got so many people that are posting videos. But the YouTube video of Paul Futa interview will live on for as long as YouTube is there. So if you missed any of this, please make sure that you get a chance and go back and review some of it or all of it.
Okay, well, thank you once again, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. God
You do
bless
the same.
guys.
God bless you guys, too. We love you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wysokie zajęcie, sieroczki łowienka, który wygląda na pole panienka, który wygląda na pole panienka, wygląda panienka. Z lutymi łoczkami, zielona dolina, zasina kwiatami. Zielona dolina, zasina kwiatami. Wysokie zajęcie, sieroczki łowienka, który wygląda na pole panienka, który wygląda na pole panienka. Ziemi podolini, góreczki golini, wiatuszki paru miał, jednego kwiatuszka. Wiatuszki paru miał, jednego kwiatuszka.
In the tall castle. Hey, we want to thank Mr. Paul Futa for allowing us to take some time out of his busy weekend. You know, he doesn't get a lot of free time anymore, so
It doesn't sound it.
I think probably what we need to do is thank Kathy and also thank Janet and everybody for taking him away from the family for a little bit of time with us. But again, we thank you guys ever so much for joining us. And we've got, we did promise a Zosha Don't Be Afraid waltz by the Soundsations, and here it is.
Zosia, nie bój się mnie, bo ja tobie nic nie zrobię. Zosia, Zosia, nie bój się mnie, ja tylko przyprzyczuję. Zosia, Zosia, nie bój się mnie, bo ja sobie nic nie zrobię. Zosia, Zosia, nie bój się mnie, mnie tylko pocałuje. Zosia, Zosia, nie wstydź się, nie. Powiedz dziewczę, że cię zjedzie. Zosia, Zosia, nie wstydź się, nie. Listów skurczysz tu lesie. Zosia, Zosia, ty zjesz dla mnie, ja dla ciebie. Powiedz dziewczę, Zosia, Zosia, ty zjesz dla mnie, tu masz lubność w obrocie.
Yes, it's our Holy Trinity Zabava, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in Erie, featuring the award-winning Dynabrass on Friday night, the Marvels and Cosmics on Saturday afternoon, Dennis Poliski and the Maestros Band on Saturday night, and the Polka Country Musicians on Sunday. Don't miss all the wonderful homemade Polish food you love so much. Free parking with shuttle service, and of course, free admission. Come and enjoy beautiful Erie, PA, and our Holy Trinity Zabava at 23rd and Reed in Erie, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
We'll have a party, so come out to Erie. You'll make some new friends too. High and up on knitting, who loves the Baba? We like the Baba! It's our favorite Polish fest.
Hey, these cats are going to be down there entertaining on Friday, this coming Friday.
Będzie zabawa, będzie się działo i znowu nocy będzie mało, będzie głośno, będzie radośnie, znów przetańczymy razem całą noc. Bałkańskie w żyłach płynie krew, kobiety wino tajnie śpiew. Zasady proste w życiu ma,
Hey, what a great tune that is. And of course, you are going to be seeing them performing live on Friday night. And who's going to be performing there Saturday, Jerry?
It is the Maestro's Men.
Yeah. Hey, hello to Nicholas Blaharski. Hey, also Lizzie Rozak's here, Tricia Roleader. Pete Peruki, he's going to be coming up real soon for an interview. Also, John Antune, hello to you, Johnny. Dennis Poliski, a little bit of holiday in Poland. You're tuned to Polkas After Dark. The time right now is 23. That's right, 23 minutes past the hour of 6 p.m. East Coast time. We do thank you, as Jerry and I always say at this particular time, thanks so much for putting us on. If you've been listening in your car,
thanks for the ride.
You're tuned to Polkas After Dark. We appreciate it. We will not be here. Yeah, we will be here Saturday.
I believe we will be here Saturday.
We will be here
Unless
Saturday.
we fly by the seat of our pants and decide not to. But
yeah. Well,
I don't see that
because
being
there's a
even.
birthday.
Yes.
There's a birthday, and I don't think it's going to be lasting that late into the evening.
Yep.
So we should be here Saturday. That's right, Jerry and I will be here Saturday. And then also on Sunday, Mr. Larry Trojak joins us from the Live It Up band, his recent band out of Minnesota, and also, of course, the former Dynatones. So you're going to have a lot of fun with him. We're going to have a lot of fun with him. I'm going to say hello to Pat Mazer. She is here. Hello, Pat. Also, Linda P., Jill Urich, she is here. Jeff and Gail Franzek, good afternoon to you kids. Tom Kowalski always pops in here. We thank him so much for that. Ron Perucci is here. Dave Maguda and also Julie. Let's see. Helena Garbach is here. Carol Hahn Lazarek is also joining us. And, of course, the lovely Marcia Moscato. She is in here as well. Hey, folks, let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, we've got this band. They're local. Gonna send this one out to Tom and Sharon Golden. Here's Tommy on the drums on this one. Here's one called Hey Tom Watater.
Hey Tom Watater, Wachivitater, Hey Porto Huye Hornidiater, Hey Porto Huye Lechis Novinom, Jena Sheinom, Udolinom, Hey Porto Huye Lechis Novinom, Jena Sheinom, Udolinom. Na samym szczycie Galica jedzie, 4000 wąska wiezie, 4000 chłopców górali, hej ciupagami na Moskoli. 4000 chłopców górali, hej z ciupagami na Moskoli. Hej Madziar pije, hej Madziar płaci, hej za Madziara płacą dzieci. Hej płacą dzieci, hej płacę żona, hej bo Madziara nie ma doma. Hej płacą dzieci, hej płacę żona, hej bo Madziara nie ma doma.
Hey, Jerry, why don't you say hello to some of the people in the chat rooms over there at Facebook? Hey, it looks like Lisa and Greg Skavranik say hello and a great week ahead. Have a great week ahead. And that, of course, is our friends down there in Seaville, the Ville, Connellsville, Pennsylvania. But go right ahead there, young lady.
We're going to say hello again to Janet Dilly, because she is just tearing up the chat room today, which is wonderful. We're glad you're hanging out with us there. And I know it's a little quiet because everybody's just kind of enjoying the day and probably doing their stuff and not really chatting. So it is a little quiet in the chat room itself.
Yeah, well, it's not very hot outside, so
Right.
people can actually get out and do stuff
do
right
stuff.
after dinner.
Yeah.
This evening, I have to get out on the lawnmower and cut the back grass. The front grass,
Absolutely.
there's hardly any there.
That's
it's all
burnt.
brown. It's all brown grass.
We also have Carolyn Smith and Danny Roy there
Hey.
jumping in. They're going to be on their way to Zabava because I know they're hanging out with us for a bit on Friday night. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I hope that we get a chance to see the new Polish Flakens
Yeah,
sign. That'd be
yes. We'll
kinda
see how
nice.
well they do this year.
Yeah, that was priceless. I just gotta say, priceless.
Eddie Gavron with us. He said good evening to everybody. And Greg Schweidock was doing double duty, so he's still hanging out with me over here, as well as Jane Pfeiffer. And Jane, we're always pleased to see you in the chat room and saying hello to everybody.
I wonder if Jane's gonna take a drive down to Erie, PA. Did she mention that at all?
I didn't ask.
Okay.
So maybe if she mentions it, then I will relay that message to you.
Yeah, that's kind of good. Hey, you know, we were fortunate enough last night to speak with Jeff Yash and Michael Pukowski regarding some things that are going to be coming up real soon. And of course, that is September 17th through the 20th over there at Polka Motion. You're going to be able to be entertained by some great polka bands. Let's see, Eddie Foreman, PCM, Frankie Lishka, and Blue Magic. The Beat.
Where?
Over at Polka Motion.
Okay, I'm sorry. I see. I've read the Wild one. I'm like, no, they're not there.
No.
I was all confused. I'm like, that's Wildwood up there. They're done playing before that.
Yes.
They are.
That's Wildwood 2026.
Yes, I was just confused. It was my
that's
fault.
quite all right. Here, let's go ahead and bring this one up so
There we
everybody can take a look at it. Yeah, we had those two gentlemen that were talking yesterday. Very, very nice guys. Known them a long time. Both Mr. Pukowski and also Mr. Yash, and of course his kids. Watching them grow up, a lot of fun. But they are going to be hosting the Polka Motion by the Ocean 2025. And again, that's coming up. It's right around the corner as well.
It is.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you get out there. Here is some more information. And again, just some great times with some fantastic bands, all courtesy of Puko Yashu. So thank you guys for all that you do for polka music. Hey, we're going to try something a little different here. How about the three tenors? Here's one called Hey Cavalier Polka.
Hej, kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę.
Hello, Trisha.
Hej, kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę. Koło mego miasteczka stała młoda dziewczyna. Ej, piękna była, piękna jak laleczka, ale była za młoda. Ej, piękna była, piękna jak laleczka, ale była za młoda. Hej, kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę. Kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę. A ta młoda dziewczyna, taka wymalowana. Ej, ciemne oczka, piękne ciemne oczka, młoda dziewczyna miała. Ej, ciemne oczka, piękne ciemne oczka, młoda dziewczyna miała. Kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę. Hej, kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę. A ta młoda dziewczyna każdego chłopca chciała. 18 lat, hej, 18 lat, jeszcze ona nie miała. 18 lat, hej, 18 lat, jeszcze ona nie miała. Hej, kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę. Hej, kawalerowie, nie zawracajcie dziewczynie głowę.
Here's a tune for Tom and Sharon. Here's one called Johnny's Troubles Polka.
Jasiu idzie sobie z kaczmy podmielony ze śpiewo, baba ceko za drzwiami, patelnią mu mordę do. Jasiu przyszedł do chałupy, ani drzwi nie otworzył, ona skoczyła z patelnią i się gdzieś diable był. Co ty, babo, od mnie chcesz? Nie drzyj się tym pyskiem na mnie. Co ty myślisz, żeś ty jest? Ona się, że ty ofiaro, ja cię krew zabiję. Nie skylaj tą kupą do mnie, ja się ciebie nie boję. Kuchni wściekło jak pies przeklino, a jaś leci z flachą ogni, pije i sobie śpiewo. Jasiu pije, ona pije, patelnią go po głowie. Na zdrowie ci mówię staro, diabli jest po tobie. Ladies and gentlemen, one called Johnny's Troubles Polka.
saw you smile at me, for I had to turn away. And there came trouble number 2, that's when you told me how you felt, but I knew I could not stray. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every time I see you smile, I love you more and more. Heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. My heart's hurting for another, but it's you that I adore. Then there came heartache number 3, that's when you threw a kiss to me, for our love could never be. And there was trouble number 4, I watched you walking through the door, knowing I couldn't see you anymore. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day since you've been gone, I miss you more and more. Heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. My heart's looking for another, but it's you I still adore. Take these chains from my heart and set me free. You've grown cold and no longer care for me. All my faith in you is gone, but the heartaches linger on. Take these chains from my heart and set me free. Take these tears from my eyes and let me see just a spark of the love that used to be. If you love somebody new, let me find a new love too. Take these chains from my heart and set me free. Give my heart just a word of sympathy. Be as fair to my heart as you can be. Then if you no longer care for the love that's beating there, take these chains from my heart and set me free. Take these chains from my heart and set me free. You've grown cold and no longer care for me. All my faith in you is gone, but the heartaches linger on. Take these chains from my heart and set me free.
Hey, there we go. There's another great polka tune. And we also want to remind you guys about an upcoming event, and that is going to be on When is it, Jerry?
Sunday, August 24th from 2 until 5 p.m. There will be live music at the Buffalo River Grove. Those of you that don't know, that is the Old Fontana's at 2299 Clinton Street in West Seneca, New York. Focus will be providing music from 2 to 5. Come on down. Admission's only $5. We'll see y'all there.
First one's through the door, and first one's on the floor to dance and greet the couples passing by. They come from near and far to put a leg up on the bar. They're here for fun, I'm sure that you'll agree. They're the bartenders, with a stir and twist of the line. They'll show you a real good time. They're the bartenders, with their shots and glass of beer. We salute them with our cheer. Later in the evening, as they huddle by the bar, the team they are will plan its strategy. They order up more drinks and have a shot or two. The friendly faces happy as can be. As the night comes to an end, with their drinks in their hand, they march up to the front of the stage, yelling out one more time while the others say goodbye. We play for them not one or two but three. They're the bartenders, with the stir and twist of wine. They'll show you a real good time. They're the bartenders, with their shots and glass of beer. We salute them with our cheer.
Oh, yeah, that is Focus. You want to make sure you get over there to the Grove to see them on Sunday. That's this coming Sunday, a week from today. Hey, you also don't want to miss this. Friday, September the 12th, 2025, over at Potts Banquet Hall. From 7 to question mark. We think it's going to be 7 to 11, 7 to 11:30, whatever the beat.
The other day I saw you as I walked along the road, but when I saw you with them I could feel my future fold. It's so easy for a girl like you to lie. Tell me why. I met you in the morning waiting for the tide to time, but now the tide is turning. That I was mine. It's so easy for a girl like you to lie. Tell me why. What goes on in your heart? What goes on in your mind? You are tearing me apart when you treat me so unkind. What goes on in your mind? You were just the same. You didn't even think of me as someone with a name. Did you mean to break my heart and watch me die? Tell me why. Oh, now you see what you're done to me and all the pain. But did you ever think that one day you would feel the same? Did you mean to break my heart and watch me die? Tell me why. What
wszystkie tańcują i pod wszystkie bala wesoło śpiewają. Piosenki wesołe, szejbotowają i wesołe życie ludzie tutaj mają. Piosenki wesołe, szejbotowają i wesołe życie ludzie tutaj mają. Jak sorek się pije, lubaki na sala, pyka rozaruje, hulają gośliwie, muzyka nakrywa, cała noc nadziei, ludziom się odbywa. Hulają gośliwie, muzyka nakrywa, cała noc nadziei, ludziom się odbywa.
I